Welcome to this explainer. Today we're tearing down a really comprehensive guide to data protection, and I want you to look at your digital life as exactly that, a fortress. Every single day we hear about new breaches and hacks, and honestly, it can feel super overwhelming. But by adopting a layered approach, we can build an impenetrable defense and secure your personal and professional info without all that stress. We're going to construct your digital fortress together today, using some highly effective strategies laid out in our source material.
Here is the basic blueprint we'll be following. We're covering account security, device security, network safety, data recovery, privacy awareness, and then capping it all off with your personalized action plan.
Okay, let's dive into this. Starting with our first layer, account security, which is basically guarding the keys to the vault.
12 to 16. That is the ideal thickness of your vault door. It's the optimal number of characters your passwords really need to have. But actually, it's not just about the length, right? You've got to combine uppercase letters, lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols. A password like that makes the vault door mathematically impenetrable to basic brute force attacks.
Now, obviously, a massive, impenetrable door is completely useless if you use the exact same key for your house, your car, and your office. You absolutely have to avoid reusing passwords across multiple sites. And since humanly remembering dozens of complex 16-character passwords as well, it's a miserable, practically impossible task, you need to rely on a reputable password manager. Tools like Bitwarden, 1Password, or Dashlane are for sure the best ways to generate these strong passwords and store your credentials securely. You literally only need to remember one master password.
But even with great passwords, you still need a second lock on that door. Multi-factor authentication, or 2FA, should be turned on for every account that supports it, especially your email and banking. But here's the thing, not all 2FA is created equal. Authenticator apps like Google or Microsoft Authenticator, or physical hardware keys like YubiKey, are vastly superior to SMS text messages. Relying on SMS for your primary accounts actually leaves a pretty significant crack in your fortress walls.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why SMS is so vulnerable. SIM swapping. This is a terrifyingly common attack where a bad actor basically convinces your mobile carrier to transfer your phone number to their SIM card. And just like that, they're suddenly receiving all your security codes. If you use an Authenticator app or a hardware key instead, SIM swapping becomes entirely ineffective against your accounts.
Moving on to Layer 2, Device Security. This is all about reinforcing the walls, starting with keeping automatic updates turned on across all your operating systems and browsers to patch vulnerabilities the second they're found.
But what happens if someone physically steals a brick from your wall, like a laptop or a phone? Well, you need full disk encryption. By enabling BitLocker for Windows or File Vault for macOS, your local data is completely scrambled. It's unreadable without your login password. And of course, always ensure your mobile devices have strong screen lock pins or passcodes enabled. To finish reinforcing those walls, you need stationed guards. This is your active endpoint protection. Keeping real-time antivirus and anti-malware active, whether that's the built-in Windows security or a solid third-party tool, ensures there is always a sentry watching for malicious software trying to sneak through the gates. Next up, our third layer, network safety, securing the moat. The absolute first step for your perimeter is logging into your home router, ditching the default admin credentials, and ensuring your Wi-Fi encryption is set to WPA3. And here is a highly specific, real game changer of a tactic. Set up a completely separate guest network on your router just for your IoT or smart home devices. Smart fridges, thermostats, and light bulbs are notoriously undersecured. So, by isolating them on a guest network, you ensure that if a hacker somehow breaches your smart toaster, they can't cross the moat to access your primary computer or your personal files. Now, when you leave your fortress to use public Wi-Fi at a coffee shop, you are in dangerous territory. The golden rule? Never log into sensitive accounts on public hotspots without a trustworthy VPN to encrypt your traffic. Furthermore, always check that websites use HTTPS before typing in any personal details, and definitely consider running a privacy-focused extension like uBlock Origin to block malicious ads and trackers. Layer 4, data recovery. If the walls are ever breached, this is your escape tunnel. So the crucial point here revolves around the number 3. In the world of data recovery, this is the magic number. Let's look at the absolute best strategy for backups, which is built entirely around this digit. This is the legendary 3-2-1 backup strategy, and it's the single best way to ensure you never lose your data. Step 1,
keep 3 total copies of your important data. That's your original file plus 2 backups. Step 2. Store those backups across 2 different types of media. Say a physical external hard drive on your desk, plus a cloud storage service. Step 3. Keep at least 1 copy off-site. If there's a fire or a theft at your home, that encrypted cloud storage or a drive at a friend's house becomes your ultimate escape tunnel.
Layer 5. Privacy awareness. This is about training the human guards, because honestly, the human element is often the weakest link. We have to learn to recognize phishing by always verifying sender email addresses and never clicking unexpected links.
I want to read this exact quote directly from the source material because it is an absolutely fundamental rule of thumb to keep you out of social engineering traps. Legitimate companies will not ask for sensitive credentials via unverified channels. Your bank is not going to text you asking for your password. The IRS isn't going to email you a link to pay a fine with gift cards. If it feels extremely urgent and asks for credentials, it's a trap.
Let me ask you a somewhat provocative question. Who is watching you right now? I know it sounds a little paranoid, but think about the incredible amount of data we carry in our pockets every single day. The apps on our phones have access to our most intimate details. It is genuinely shocking how easily we just hand over the keys to our lives. You need to be regularly auditing your mobile and desktop app permissions. Does that free flashlight app really need access to your microphone and your contacts? No, absolutely not. Regularly review these settings and relentlessly revoke unnecessary access to your location, camera, contacts, and microphone. Oh, and when it's time to upgrade your gear, don't just toss the old stuff in the trash or hand it in for recycling. You've got to practice secure data disposal. Before discarding old computers, smartphones, or hard drives, perform a secure wipe or a full disk format. If you skip this, data scavengers can very easily recover your old files and passwords from those discarded devices. Which brings us to our final section, your action plan, the Fortress Blueprint. Passive learning is great, but it won't actually protect you. It's time for active implementation.
This matrix breaks everything down so you don't get overwhelmed. Start with the high-priority items today. Get a password manager and fix your weak passwords. Enable multi-factor authentication on your email and bank accounts. And toggle on those automatic updates. Once those are checked off, you can comfortably move to medium priority. Verify your full disk encryption and get that 3-2-1 backup system running. Finally, tackle the low-priority maintenance tasks like auditing your app permissions and closing out old accounts you no longer use. Taking this structured approach makes maximum security totally achievable.
Take a moment to look at your own digital habits. We all have vulnerabilities. The knowledge you've picked up from this explainer is the mortar, but you actually have to apply it. I want to leave you with this final thought. Which crack in your digital fortress will you seal today? Seriously, don't wait for a breach to happen. Pick just one item from that high-priority checklist and secure it right now. Thanks for joining me as we analyze this incredible guide to data protection, and stay safe out there.